When it comes to spiritual healing, sometimes a name just starts to bubble up. It becomes a whisper of hope for people who feel like they've hit a wall. Well, today we're going to look at one of those names, one that our sources say is making waves way beyond its home turf. And that brings us right here. The source material kicks off with this very idea. There's one name that keeps coming up across Uganda and beyond. I mean, when you hear that, you've got to wonder, right? Who are they talking about? And what's the story here? Well, that name is Mama Clara. She's the one at the very heart of all these stories of hope, of, total personal transformation. Okay, so let's dig in. Who exactly is Mama Clara? And what are these impossible problems that people say she solves? That's what we're tackling first, the healer. All right, so the official term is spiritual healer. But let's be real, the word that really jumps out here is impossible. We're not talking about, simple everyday advice. This is about tackling those huge, overwhelming challenges, the kind people feel have no normal solution. And she does it, according to the source, through ancient practices. And wow, look at the range of these problems. It's life, isn't it? We're talking about everything from serious financial trouble and broken relationships to business roadblocks, or even just that deep down search for peace and success. It really covers the whole spectrum of what makes us human. So, that's the big question, right? How? How does she actually do this? If you're tackling these massive issues, what's the method behind it all? Well, from what we're seeing, the answer isn't some quick fix or simple ritual. It's something deeper. It's all about a connection to something ancient. And that brings us to her practice. Now, this is a really key point. The source is very clear. This isn't just about going through the motions of some rituals. No, it's about fostering a deep, profound connection with ancestral spirits. So the focus is really on what's happening internally, spiritually, not just on the outside. And why? What's the whole point of making that connection? Well, it's all about restoration. The goal is to bring back three really important things: balance, faith, and hope. It's like using that link to the past to fix and rebuild your present. Okay, so that's the process, but what about the results? What's the actual real-world impact on people? Let's talk about the transformation. The feedback is pretty incredible. The source material boils it down to one powerful phrase that comes up again and again: life-changing. And that's not just, things got a little better. That suggests a total fundamental shift in someone's life and how they see the world. And you can kind of see that journey mapped out here as a path to reconnection. It's a process of getting back those things that maybe feel lost. First, love, then stability, and finally, just happiness. It's a step-by-step restoration of what matters most. So, what are we supposed to take away from all this? Let's wrap things up and get to the bottom line. The core message here seems pretty clear. For anyone out there who feels totally lost, like they're in the dark, this spiritual path with Mama Clara is presented as a really powerful way to find a way out, a path to real transformation. And if this has you curious and you want to learn more, the source points to one place to go: her official website, which is mamaclara.com. So, we'll just leave you with this to think about. Putting aside any one person or practice, this whole story really gets at a huge question for all of us, right? When you are staring down something that feels absolutely impossible, what does it really mean to keep your faith strong? How do you find the strength to keep looking for a way forward?